What's going on with you guys, man? Coming back at ya with another video. This is Mr. Solo Dolo. So today is my 27th birthday, and I ain't got no plans, truth be told. But when I look at my birthday for the past couple years, I'll probably say like four, past 4 or 5 birthdays, haven't been anything memorable, but I've chosen to just kind of lay low and just be thankful and grateful that the Most High gave me another year to live. That He brought me to see age 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, now 27. I'm not really, you know, interested in doing anything big or spectacular for my birthday. Um, I mean, in the past, as a kid, of course, you're going to do something big. Of course, you're going to have a big party. You're going to have a lot of people involved, right? You're going to have a lot of people celebrating you, right? Those teenage years, man, you would just turn up, party with your friends, your homies and shit. But like, as an adult, I don't know if it's the same thing for y'all and your birthdays as an adult, but for me, it's just a normal day. It doesn't feel like an actual birthday. It just feels like a normal day, you know? Um, and you just ain't got no plans. You just ain't got really nothing in store for today, you know? And you probably choose for it to be that way because, you're just turning a new age. That's it, right? And I'm not looking at this, at my birthdays as me getting older. That's not the case. My whole mindset right now when it comes to birthdays and age, first of all, age ain't nothing but a number. And I'm not even saying I'm 27 years old. No. In fact, I'm just going to start saying I'm 27 years young because I don't believe in getting old at all. I don't look old. I don't feel old. I feel younger. And that's a good thing. That should be normalized. That should be normalized when it comes to celebrating your birthday. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, I'm 55 years old. I'm 60 years old." But why do you keep calling yourself old? If you keep calling yourself old all the time, then that's what your mind, your subconscious mind will believe. You'll start to always believe you are old. Your life will reflect of you being old. Your body will start to look old. You'll move around like you're old because that's what you believe and that's what you think. So when I look at birthdays, it's about just changing the language for me, changing the mindset. I'm 27 years younger, not old, younger. And that's what I choose to believe. So, but the main topic I want to get into is celebrating my 27th birthday as an introvert. Um, like I said, I ain't got no plans. Um, you know, at the very least, just hang out with the fam for a while. Probably go out to eat. I don't even know. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not very keen on celebrations anymore. You know, I think for me, as I got up in age and just matured more, that celebrations isn't really much of a priority in my life. Like there's a time and place for celebrations, don't get me wrong, but I don't prioritize them as much and they're not really a big part of my life. Like going out to parties, going out to clubs, bars, casinos, whatever. Whatever there's a place to celebrate, I'm just not keen on going or being around larger groups of people at once. And it just ain't my setting, you know? I would rather just, like I said, be thankful that I have yet another year. That I woke up this morning, I'm still breathing. I'm still moving. I got all my body parts intact. I got a voice. I got a mouth. Got a face. Like just little things to be grateful for and thankful for. Like, I'm not even looking to go lit up and turn up and everything. Like, it's just, for me, it's just not even worth it. Because I'm still in that mindset that, in your 20s, you should be grinding and working hard, building yourself up, establishing yourself in your 20s. So that when you do get to a place where you can just turn up anytime you want, no, without any restrictions, because you did all the hard work in your 20s. You did all the building up in your 20s. You established yourself in your 20s. And, that's how I'm living my life. I'm living my life building up my 20s. A lot of people are going to do it differently. They're going to turn up in their 20s just so they can fit in with the in crowd all the time, be involved. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that, but it gets kind of old after a while. It gets to a point where, you gotta really look at the bigger picture of life and start to grow up and be more mature. Think about the bigger picture, the long term with your life. What is it gonna look like? What do you want it to look like? And how are you gonna put the pieces together to make it happen? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people in their 20s don't be thinking about their future in their 30s and 40s. They don't think long term. I've always been a long term thinker, and sure, I can have days where I have fun, I turn up, whatever. I'm capable of doing that. It's just a matter of, it's not in my best interest to do that right now, because I don't need no distractions. I don't need nobody trying to take me off my pivot. I don't need any vices. I just don't. Part of being a man in life is overcoming your vices and not needing those vices to just get ahead, to just get by day by day. Like, you gotta do the work that's necessary. You cannot avoid hard work. What hard work looks like for you, you can't avoid that shit. There's no other way around it. And how I tie this into introverts, introverts, we tend to prioritize our hard work. We tend to prioritize, keeping ourselves grounded, keeping ourselves set apart, to establish ourselves, to work on the things that's more important than just a party, than just going to a club, than just going to, whatever. Hanging out with all these people, getting high, wasted, plastered, whatever. It's really just a way to escape your real life. And you cannot escape your real life, because you got to come face to face, whatever it is that life is throwing your way. You cannot escape it. I'm not using no parties. I'm not using no alcohol or no weed or whatever to escape my problems, to escape my own issues. I'm not using that to escape life itself. You feel me? So I have to always look at the bigger picture with life. And as an introvert, I don't need to go here and hang out with all these people and party and get high and wasted and get drunk to have fun. I mean, that's what we have been told to do since we were younger. That's how our minds have been conditioned when it comes down to fun. When you think of fun, you think of drinking, partying all the time, smoking weed, sex, everything, going to parties, clubs, bars, whatever. And it's possible for you to have fun by yourself, or just hang out with two people or with one person that you're really close with and just kicking it. You know, you don't need to do all the extra to have fun. It's not required. It's just not. Don't let anybody try to condition you to believe that for your birthday you should be turning up every year. Every year you should be turning up to have fun. And if you don't, you're a lame. Don't believe that nonsense. That's a whole bunch of nonsense. There's a time and place, for that to happen. But me personally, I can do without that. You know, I'll have my days, sure, where I have me an alcohol beverage, and it's not even Frankway. It's once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon will be a glass of wine, or just an alcohol beverage. I don't fuck with no beer. No beer at all is going into this system. Last time I drunk beer, I got me a huge, huge migraine. I was so pissed when I drank that can of beer. Man, that migraine was vicious. Very vicious. I'm like, man, I'm never drinking this garbage ever again. First of all, it just tastes nasty. How can anybody drink beer? Like, I'll just never understand. It's so nasty. Like, straight up, man. But yeah, man, like, I'm just not moved and intrigued by the turn up lifestyle anymore. We've been conditioned to celebrate our birthdays, like it's 1999. And ain't nothing wrong with just laying low, chilling, enjoying your own space, right? And just, doing you. And I don't know what you do on the regular, or what you do for your birthdays, or how you celebrate your birthdays. Y'all can let me know down in the comments section. But all that partying, man, going to the clubs, getting high, wasted, plastered, is really not required to have fun. You can go places by yourself and still have fun. You don't need to be around a whole bunch of people to have fun. But that's just another lie that the world told you, that, you need to hang out all these people just to have fun. And it's really not necessary. So, I'm celebrating my birthday as an introvert, But it's been that way for, the past 5, 6, 7 years. I've had birthdays where I would celebrate with family, a bigger parts of my family, friends will be included. But in recent birthdays, it's always been me, a couple other family members, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Rarely get any happy birthday shout outs, which is fine with me. Maybe maybe a couple of Facebook, shout out, whatever, birthday shout outs. But, a birthday for me is just a normal day. That's it. That's all it is. So that being said, I've been rambling on long enough. Like the video for the algorithm. Likes are free. Subscribe if you are new. This is Mr. Silodolo. More content is to come. Comment down your thoughts, and I'm out. Peace.